Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to try out Diamond Press's new prize ribbon stamp and die set that they brought to their site, mydiamondpress.com. I did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And I'll have the links in the description box. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. And with Diamond Press, it's an affiliate code, so if you use the code VCDP, you'll get 10% off your purchase, and that's my affiliate code. And the links will be there just for ease of use, so you can just pop right over and find the items easily. So this is the prize ribbon set, like I mentioned, and I did a whole unboxing, so I'll link that in the description box. So right now, we're just going to get right to it. So as you can see, you have all these different little pieces that you can make a ribbon, like a little prize ribbon, as it says there, or like a little medal, whatever it is that you want to do with it. I think we're going to make a shaker, and I think we're going to mix it up a little in different ways. So, as you can see, we have this larger guy. What I'm going to do with this one, I think, is I'm going to stamp it. We're going to go ahead and cut it out. We're going to make an aperture in it. We're going to put a little topper on that aperture, and we're going to make it into a shaker. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And just to get started, let's get started. So I have some papers here that I've already chosen. So I'm just going to make a standard A2 size card, which again is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You can make it long ways if you would like. If you ever want to do that, all you have to do is, all you would have to do is cut your A2 size paper right down the center at 4 1/4, and then you would score it at 5.5, so it opens long ways. Just a little something different. Always fun to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I have all these fun colors. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to play with this. I think I want this actually for the background paper. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I'll be right back, guys. So there I have that piece of paper, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That's going to be my background, but I'm going to give it a little texture, so I'm going to run it through this embossing folder just to give a little something, right? My goodness. There we go. So I'll put that in there, and I'll run that through just to get a little texture on our paper. And then for this guy, what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp, but I'm also going to cut this. Now, because I want to make it a shaker, and we need an aperture to see through. So what I'm going to do is cut this guy out so it has like some funkiness going there. But I'm also going to cut this guy out in the center of it. So tape those down so they don't move, and I'll run it through the marquee. And then we'll talk about our stamping. And I'm probably going to do tone on tone on the stamping, that pink paper with like a darker pink color. So I'll run that through, and it'll make a little frame for us, basically. Just cut that down. And then on this bright pink paper, I'm going to stamp this little guy. So let me grab some ink and a stamping tool, and I'll be right back. So I have that set up there. I'm just going to pick this guy up, give ourselves a little room for the die. And I'm actually going to use this kind of reddish pink color from the pastel collection, Diamond Press's inks. And this is a big guy, so I don't know if I'm going to get every area right now, but I'm going to try. So we're going to get that, and I'm going to stamp that. So it's a little bit red instead of pink on pink. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I think I got every area with the ink. Yeah, okay, so there's that. And then we're just going to cut this guy out in just a minute. So what I'm going to do, because we're going to cut this, but we're also going to need this little circle. So I'm going to run this through, and I'll be back to do that. So with this one, all we were wanting is that little frame that we just made by pairing those things up. We just want this little crazy little guy. Look at that, so cute. And so for this one, I can see in here pretty well, so that's really cool. If you want to get yourself a guiding window so you know exactly where you're cutting, and you want to do that, go for it. It's just that this has lines down here, and then it has the ones up there, so I'm just kind of eyeballing where that might be. Like right in there. I'm going to tape that down. And then we'll just take our circle and pop that in there straight as you can. Okay, so we have this guy. We have our embossed background, so we have some texture. And then I'm going to run this one through. And I will be right back. Okay guys, so here I have this guy. I went from, this is our little award. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to start building this up, but we also need our little sentiment that we're going to pop inside of here. So I'm just going to glue this guy down, and then glue together parts of our little award. Okay, so that pretty texture, just making that background pop. And then I'm going to glue these together just like this. And you can pop that up too if you wanted. I think you can even give it a little texture if you want, like kind of make it frill it up a little bit. I don't know how to explain that. Just kind of twirl it up like here and it'll have some texture. So we have those colors kind of playing off each other, which is what I wanted, something kind of wild and fun. And then I was going to say, just grab a piece of acetate. Now you can run it through a die cutting machine if you have like a circle or something like that, you can run it through. And I was going to mention that I just buy acetate, but if you don't have any, you can always grab some, basically a carrier sheet. So like even this is on a carrier sheet, and if you want to cut some up, and just leave it sticking on the back, you can always use that stuff. With die and press, they do have the images on this one side. So funny enough, this is actually a carrier sheet. I can see that there was some lettering there from some stamps from before. And all I'm going to do is cut a piece of it that's going to fit back here. So I mean, it can be a circle, you can just fussy cut it, whatever it is that you think will fit in that area. I think that's a pretty good size, and then I'll just trim it down. So something like that. And I'm just going to eyeball this one. And hopefully we're okay. Because no one's going to see that. So again, if you have a die, just run it through. That's great too. Okay, and I'm just going to glue that down. I just took a moment to make sure I cleaned off my acetate since I'm recycling. And for now, that's all we need there. We're going to let that set up. I'll put this back over here. And we're going to stamp our little sentiment and cut it out. Only because my background is purple. If we had a white background or something, you can stamp right on that and pop that on there. But let's see. What colors do we have? Let me choose a color and some ink and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to make this really wild. I'm just going off the colors that are kind of like in the pattern paper. I have this really wild lime green, bright. And I think I'm going to do You're the Best. And I think I'm going to stamp it with, let's go with some pink. I might have to do it a few times. I was going to go with the red, but you know what, let's go with this pink. And then I'll stamp it up until it's nice and bright. Because I know it's light to begin with. Yeah. So I'm just going to do this a few times until it's nice and bright. And I will be right back. Just going to build up the color on that. Okay, yeah, just to build the color because it's a very light color. I just stamped it probably 4 times, re-inked it. And now all I'm going to do with this guy is just cut this out. And you can honestly cut it out larger if you want. That way you don't have to like really eyeball that. But I'm just going to cut it with the circle die and run that through. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So here's our little piece here. And what I'm going to do is kind of place this first, and then I'll place this on top because that's basically going to dictate where this is going anyway. So let's just see if we have that right about there. That's cute. And I'm not going to put too much glitter because I do want the sentiment to show up. So putting a good amount of glue so our sequins or whatever you end up putting in there doesn't get stuck behind. And that'll be there. Okay, so that's good. And then here I'm just going to line this with some foam tape. This is a really nice big area, so I can just kind of go around this, no big deal. So I'm going to swoop around and I'll be right back. And as you go around, you always just want to make sure if you have any spaces that you fill them in. Like I cut this a little short, so I had to kind of fill in that little gap with a little something. So there's that. And like I said, I'm not going to put too much. Just a little something. So I have these little circles. Oops, they're like iridescent. I think it'll tie it together really nicely. And I'm going to take a moment to kind of gather these up and get them all in the center. And I'll be right back. Okay. And hopefully I can see this. And I'm just going in here and placing that down as center as I can get it. Turn this over. Give it a good squish from the back. And there's our little shaker that says, "You're the best." How cute is that? Super wild. I'm probably going to finish off with a couple little gemstones there. Really cute, because what I love that this has the little banner, because that also, I mean, just do another banner with, you know, super dad, super mom, congratulations, whatever other stamp you have that I'm sure you have that goes in this kind of shape, you did it. And then that can just be another layer right on top of that little guy. Super cute. Lots of ways to play with this. Shakers, yeah, excuse me. So, I mean, you can make shakers, you can make them, you know, as they're intended, just layer them up, do all the different layers with this background, with the other one, or like the little circular scallop piece, and then that topper, put it on a paper straw, you know, just tuck it in here and there in a little gift bag. I mean, it's just super cute. So, all right, guys, well, thanks for watching. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items for review. And depending on when you're watching this, they are doing a bundle deal. They also have a free tube of washi if you purchase all 3 of the new releases. And I'll have that info in the description box for you guys, along again with the unboxing video. And I'll see you guys at the next one. All right, guys, bye now.